I was reading this article here at The Hill suggesting that states like Arizona and Utah are currently battleground states. Believe it or not. Strangely. Um, is that really so crazy? I was just checking the date on this. I want to make sure it was current. Arizona, Utah, Georgia. These are battleground states in 2016. It's not so crazy. Bill Clinton won in Arizona. Didn't win in Georgia or Utah. But what was true in 1992 and also in 1996 was that the older Bush was seen as a northeastern liberal, whereas Clinton was seen as a good solid southerner. But Hillary really, I think that the big thing to get across is that Hillary has to make a choice here, okay? She's used to sitting in the center. She's going to have to break with that, okay? If she tries to run as a centrist candidate, she's going to lose. So she needs to make a choice. Does she want to run on the right, or does she want to run on the left? And then once she makes that choice, she needs to stick with it and aggressively push the argument. If she decides to run as a conservative and does it with conviction, then she can win some of these states that everybody thinks are not in play. But she will probably destroy the Democratic Party's ability to appeal to the left for a generation or longer. Is that already accomplished anyways? What do you think the chances are the Democrats are going to appeal to the left for 8, 12 years from now? I think those chances are very low. That said, in this cycle, I don't think she'll split the left in any meaningful way because she'll cut too far into the right. And she can do that in this cycle because Trump is unpopular with conservatives. So if she loses 10% on her left, she'll gain 15% on the center right. And I think she can do that. So this article talks about Georgia and Utah and Arizona, but shouldn't Tennessee be in play? Kentucky or Arkansas? Well, Bill Clinton won those states. Why can't Hillary Clinton win those states? Hillary's a lot further right than Bill ever was. If she decides to run on the left, she'll have to concede some space on the right, but with the aim of preventing a split. So she'd be looking to emulate the Obama map, which is, the United States of Canada, right? And sort of give up on Jesus then. She can win in Missouri. So, which of these options should she pick? If I was working on her campaign, well, I'd be a nihilist. Let's keep that in mind, right? I wouldn't be an anarcho-communist if I was working on her campaign. I would be solely interested in power and reject ideology as simplistic modernist naivety. I may be a Stalinist like Zizek, right? But I wouldn't be the anarcho-communist that I am, right? So I would see these options as equally acceptable, judge them solely on their likelihood of success. Right, left, they're the same thing. Who cares? It's all about winning, right? People are stupid. They'll believe what we tell them. And I would conclude that she should run on the right in an attempt to take advantage of that conservative disillusionment with Trump. That's a once-in-a-century opportunity. And she can offer a more credible conservative vision than he can. She's got the Kagans behind her. She's got the whole neocon movement. It's a big vacuum with a big reward. Okay, and she may lose support in her left, but it's so unlikely to migrate to Trump that it's not worth worrying about, right? So yeah, she'll lose 10%. You could see Jill Stein do inexplicably well, Ross Perot well, but they're not going to vote for Trump. So it's not really going to make a difference, right? So long as she can gain that support from Trump. So, considering that she can offer a more credible conservative vision than he can, and considering that there's massive disillusionment with him on the right, and also considering that the left, this idea that she can run on the left it's a lost cause. The left will not support her, right? They will stay home or they'll vote for somebody else. She's not going to convince people, that she has a good healthcare plan or that she's opposed to, uh, corporate trade agreements or any of these sorts of things, right? She might come out and say it, but people are just going to roll their eyes and go home. If she comes out and she talks about, her support for, a neocon foreign policy, her belief in a strong centralized state, and all these sorts of things that conservatives kind of like, she can do that credibly because she has the record for it. She doesn't have a liberal record. She has a very right-wing record. And if she wants to, she wants to argue that, she's qualified so she should get promoted, and she's going to run on her record is pretty right of center. Okay, it's extremely far to the right of center. Now, I know that, the way that things are defined in the United States can be confusing sometimes, right? Like they might define, like her anti-video game bill might be defined as liberal, even though it's the most conservative thing you can imagine, right? But, if you throw away these kinds of shifty definitions that, define her as a liberal senator, or her, like gun control, like there's nothing liberal about gun control. The left is just not going to support her, all right? But if she comes out and she pushes these ideas, she won't get the NRA vote, right? But the NRA vote is probably not that much, or it's definitely not that much, right? She has a better chance of getting the Christian vote. She has a better chance of getting the neocon vote. She has a better chance of getting the security vote. I think she has a better chance of getting the Bush vote. She can beat him with women. She can beat him with, minorities that vote right. She can dominate him in his own demographic space. And so instead of worrying about getting Sanders supporters on her side, that's what she should be doing. That's her strength, that's her record, that's who she is. She finally has an opportunity to be herself. And what is herself? She's a Midwestern conservative. And she can win by appealing to Midwestern conservatives. Even if she has to throw away, Northeastern liberals. Ooh, like I say, do you think Trump's going to win New York? This is inconceivable, right? I've compared this election to 2000, right? What did Gore do wrong? He hugged the center, right? He had a right-wing record, but he didn't run on a right-wing record. He ran on as a kind of like a middle-of-the-road, kind of not particularly progressive, not really, he'll take money from big money, but he, had lip service for things, and he didn't appeal to either side of the spectrum. he came across as a good bureaucrat but a terrible politician, which is, again, very similar to Hillary Clinton, right? And so he conceded the right by refusing to run on it, and he conceded the left by refusing to exist on it. Just tried to take this middle, third way kind of position, and he got routed. That will happen to her if she does this, because she will not excite the left, and she'll work the right up against her by pushing positions that she doesn't believe and wouldn't follow through on. She spent her whole life trying to be somebody else, okay? This is her opportunity to finally be herself, and it's the only chance that she's really seriously got, of winning, okay? Like, if she wants to take this hard left position, what that means in the United States, I don't think it's gonna. I mean, she's got to pick one or the other, right? She has a better chance of winning if she, swings left and stays there than she does if she tries to hug the center. But I'm not convinced she can do that. And like I say, if I was working for her, if I was this nihilist, anti-ideological, douchebag, that she's got working for her, I would be pushing her to the right. I'd be telling her, forget about these Sanders supporters. Screw them. Let them vote for, let them write in Sanders. Let them vote for Jill Stein. Be yourself. You are a Midwestern white conservative. You can win Midwestern white conservatives if you be yourself for once in your fucking life. And I'm not going to like that. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to stamp my feet and I'm going to crush my teeth and I'm going to have steam coming out of my ears and I'm going to want to explode. But that's going to happen anyways. If she throws it out a bunch of pejoratives, tells me what I want to hear, I'm not going to believe what she says, and then when she gets into office, I'm going to hate what she does. And she's probably not going to convince. I can't vote for her, but she probably wouldn't convince me to vote for her anyways, right? Her husband's map is more realistic than Obama's map. And like I say, if she just wants to sit back, wants to hug the center, if she wants to run as Gore, she's going to get the results of Gore. And in all honesty, that's what I think she's going to do. I think she's going to hug the center. She's going to get rejected by both sides. Conservatives will reject her as too liberal. Liberals will reject her as too conservative. And you could see her losing states that you could never imagine her losing. But if she drops, this third way bullshit and, makes a hard stand one or the other, and like I say, I think she has got a better chance of running it as a conservative, but one or the other, then she's gonna, have a chance of holding some base or the other. But I mean, she's representing a type of politics that's dead, right? Nobody should be surprised when she makes the wrong choice, because that's all she's ever done for her whole life is make the wrong choice, right?